Now we know that many of you may use advanced queuing, and with the migration with full transportable export import, there's no big deal with advanced queuing except for that you should be aware of one thing, and you must do another task after the migration. Now, at first, when you use advanced queuing, the database builds up structures by itself in the database. Let us have a closer look. This is in the source database. So you created a queue table, and in the background, the database creates a queue infrastructure, which are IoTs. Now, when you migrate over, when you do a transportable tablespace migration, in the target database, the queue table will be created and also a part of the original infrastructure, because many of the things get created on demand by the database. So out of the box, when you run our comparison script, that may differ. And a second factor here plays into it. It depends also on the compatible setting when you created your auditing table originally. Let's say on the source side, I created this in a 11.2 database with compatible 11.2, and now I move to 19C and it gets recreated. And also depending on a compatible side, the infrastructure may differ. So when you run now a script or a program comparing before and after, be aware that for the advanced queuing infrastructure, this may differ. This is not a problem. It's not a mistake, a failure, or even a bug. It's by design. Just be aware of that. And we always recommend that you use the higher setting. You could also give a compatible setting to the individual queue when you recreate it, but there are way more capabilities in the newer releases with the newer compatible setting. And there's a very good Moz note out there explaining what happens to AQs when you export and import them. One thing you really must be aware of before you open the bottles of champagne celebrating your successful migration, you must restart the queues manually. So manually means with a script, please, not queue by queue, by yourself. Datapump doesn't start them automatically. Now, this is also by design. You need to start them. So please put this into your runbook. Start the queues if you use advanced queuing.